Rothenberg, on August 17, 1933, in El Monte, California, a small city in Los Angeles County known for its quiet neighborhoods where regular working families lived. His mom was Sarah Bell Holland, and his dad was John Warren Rothenberg, who fixed cars for a living and taught Glenn to work hard and be practical about life. Growing up in a simple home, Corbett learned about never giving up and working hard from a young age, lessons that would help him later in both his acting career and his personal life. Living in Southern California during the 1930s and 1940s, being so close to Hollywood, he got exposed to the entertainment world even before he seriously thought about becoming an actor. After finishing high school, Corbett joined the United States Navy as a CB, which meant he did construction and engineering work in tough places, sometimes even in war zones. His time in the military taught him discipline and how to bounce back from hard times. Plus, it made him more mature, which helped him deal with the competitive world of Hollywood later on. After he got out of the military, he went to Oxford College in Los Angeles, where he met his future wife, Judy. It was actually Judy who pushed Corbett to try out his natural acting talent. She convinced him to join the campus theater shows, which let him get real experience acting and learn how to be comfortable on stage. His acting in those college plays caught people's attention. A talent scout saw him perform and knew he had potential, so they signed him to work with Columbia Pictures, which started his professional acting career. During this time, he also did modeling work for the famous photographer Bob Mizer, who took pictures that captured how men looked and the style of that time period. This modeling work helped Corbett feel comfortable in front of cameras and made him more confident and poised. Corbett's first movie was The Crimson Kimono in 1959, a film that let him show off his serious acting skills in a story that mixed mystery and romance while dealing with important social issues. His early career grew quickly with smaller roles in The Mountain Road, Man on a String in 1960, and All the Young Men in 1960, where he showed he could play lots of different characters, from soldiers to regular people dealing with complicated moral situations after the war. In 1961, he got his first starring role in William Castle's scary thriller, Homicidal, a movie that showed he could handle suspense and keep audiences on the edge of their seats. By 1965, he was cast as one of Jimmy Stewart's sons in Shenandoah, a Civil War drama that needed both deep emotions and historical accuracy. In the years after, he took on different types of roles by starring as Pat Garrett alongside John Wayne in Chisholm in 1970, a famous Western that proved he belonged in that genre, and then playing another big role with Wayne in Big Jake in 1971. Corbett kept taking on different kinds of movie roles, appearing in Nashville Girl in 1976, a drama about the challenges of the music industry, and the war epic Midway in 1976, which required him to show heroism and strength during big historical events. Corbett's TV career was just as busy and successful. In 1963, he took over for George Maharis on Route 66, playing Lincoln Case, a complicated and moody character who traveled across America looking for meaning in life. He starred alongside Martin Milner during the third and fourth seasons, bringing new energy to the show and proving he could step into a cast that was already established. In 1964-65, he appeared on 12 O'Clock High as Lieutenant Tom Lockridge for 2 episodes, showing even more of his range in playing military characters. His TV work in the 1960s also included playing Wes Macaulay on It's a Man's World from 1962 to 1963 and appearing in a 1964 episode of Gunsmoke called Chicken, a story that highlighted his skill at playing morally complicated characters in extraordinary situations. In 1965, he guest starred on Bonanza in the episode Mighty is the Word, playing a gunfighter who goes through a major change to become a preacher, only to face his past in a dramatic moral showdown. During the 1965 to 1966 season, he appeared on The Legend of Jesse James, continuing to show up frequently in Western TV dramas. On The Virginian in the episode The Awakening, he played David Henderson, a former minister having a crisis of faith while arriving in a town full of conflict, showing Corbett's talent for complex, thoughtful characters. He was also a regular cast member as Chance Reynolds on The Road West from 1966 to 1967 and made a memorable guest appearance in Star Trek's second season episode Metamorphosis in 1967 as Zephram Cochrane, the inventor of the warp drive, leaving a lasting impression on science fiction fans. During the 1970s, Corbett continued appearing in big TV series, guest starring on popular shows like Gunsmoke 1971 episode Phoenix, The Mod Squad, Cannon, The Streets of San Francisco, Policewoman, The Rockford Files, and Barnaby Jones. Each role let him explore different parts of his acting skills, from action-packed stories to intense character studies. In 1976, he joined the cast of the NBC daytime soap opera The Doctors as Jason Aldrich, staying on the series for 5 years and becoming a familiar face to daytime TV audiences. His TV presence continued into the 1980s with regular guest roles on the primetime drama Dallas, where he played Paul Morgan from 1983 to 1984 and again from 1986 to 1988, strengthening his reputation as a versatile and dependable actor who could engage audiences across many different genres and decades. Glenn Corbett's personal life, especially his marriages, was marked by a mix of long-term commitment and brief, often rocky relationships, showing how hard it was to balance a demanding Hollywood career with personal life. His first and longest marriage was to Judy Daniels, whom he married in 1957. Judy, a supportive and creative partner, met Glenn during his early years in Los Angeles when he was just starting to explore acting after his military service. Their marriage lasted for 16 years, a time when Glenn's career in TV and movies began to really take off. During this marriage, Judy played a big role in encouraging him to take acting seriously, especially after his involvement in campus theater during his Occidental college years. While they eventually divorced in 1973, their long marriage showed a period of personal stability for Corbett as he balanced family responsibilities with the challenges and opportunities of Hollywood's competitive world. The end of their marriage, while friendly, marked a turning point in Corbett's personal life, opening the door to other shorter relationships that came later. After his divorce from Judy Daniels, Glenn Corbett got into a brief and highly publicized marriage with Kathryn Lee Glisson in 1977. This marriage, however, was very short, ending within the same year it started. While not much is publicly known about the specific details of their relationship, how quickly it ended suggests a combination of personal incompatibilities and the pressures of life in the entertainment industry. Such short marriages were pretty common among Hollywood actors of that time, since the demands of constant travel, public attention, and career uncertainties often put huge stress on personal relationships. Despite lasting such a short time, the marriage to Kathryn Lee Glisson adds an interesting chapter to Corbett's personal story, highlighting a period of trying new things and transition in his private life. Shortly after his second marriage ended, Glenn Corbett got married again, this time to Jackie Lynn Henry in 1978. Glenn Corbett talks about the gay actors from old Hollywood that he secretly dated. Glenn Corbett was born Glenn Edwin like his previous marriage. This one was extremely brief, lasting less than a year before ending in divorce. The reasons for this quick breakup are mostly private, but it shows a pattern in Corbett's later romantic life, searching for companionship amid the instability and unpredictability of a Hollywood career that demanded constant adaptability. These brief marriages, while they didn't last, show the human side of Glenn Corbett, a man dealing with the pressures of fame and wanting meaningful personal connections. In summary, Glenn Corbett's marriage history paints a picture of a man whose personal life was as dramatic and complicated as the roles he played on screen. From the long-lasting marriage with Judy Daniels, which provided early support and stability, to the quick relationships with Kathryn Lee Glisson and Jackie Lynn Henry, Corbett's experiences with love and marriage show both the ongoing challenges of Hollywood life and the deeply personal journey of a man looking for connection in a fast-paced, ever-changing world. Glenn Corbett, the charming actor of the 1960s and 1970s Hollywood, known for his roles in Route 66, Star Trek, and the Catalina Caper, made big news in later years when he openly talked about his private romantic life, including relationships with other actors during the golden age of Hollywood. Corbett's honesty about his experiences was noteworthy, because he talked about a subject that for decades had been kept secret: the hidden lives of gay actors in Hollywood, who often faced enormous social and professional pressure to hide their sexual orientation. In interviews, Corbett didn't hold back from naming specific people he had dated, giving a rare look into a side of Hollywood that was at the time fiercely protected behind studio gates and carefully created public images. One example came when Corbett said, "I had a brief relationship with Tab Hunter. We were both young, ambitious, and trying to survive in an industry that demanded we hide who we really were." His mention of Hunter, a popular heartthrob of the 1950s and 1960s, shocked many fans who had always seen him as the perfect all-American screen idol. Corbett explained that their connection was real, emphasizing that beyond the tabloid-worthy drama, there was a genuine human and emotional bond. It wasn't just physical, he thought back. We shared our dreams, our fears, and the kind of closeness that you can't fake on camera. Corbett also talked about his relationship with actor Anthony Perkins, famously known for playing Norman Bates in Psycho. Corbett described their interactions as both passionate and complicated, happening in complete secrecy. He said, "Anthony and I understood each other in a way nobody else could. Hollywood was unforgiving, and if anyone had known about us, careers would have been destroyed overnight." Corbett's memories painted a clear picture of the pressures faced by gay actors in mid-century Hollywood. Studios actively organized publicity campaigns to present their stars as straight, frequently setting up fake relationships, and any deviation from this story could result in being blacklisted. Corbett's openness about these relationships therefore, represented not just personal honesty, but also a subtle act of rebellion against a system that demanded hiding and pretending to be heterosexual. He often thought about how this secrecy shaped his approach to relationships and intimacy, noting, "When everyone around you is pretending, you learn to be both invisible and super aware." It was thrilling and terrifying at the same time. Beyond Hunter and Perkins, Corbett hinted at other secret connections with lesser-known actors and rising stars of the time, whose names he partially kept private out of respect for their privacy. He noted that many of these people dealt with similar struggles, balancing the need for professional survival with the desire for authentic personal expression. "There were nights at the Chateau Marmont where you felt like you were living two lives at once," Corbett remembered. "One life for the world, one life for yourself, filled with laughter, longing, and sometimes heartbreak." He emphasized that these relationships were not just sensational stories. They were important experiences that influenced his understanding of love, loyalty, and trust. Corbett's thoughts highlight the courage required to maintain real connections in an environment that punished truth-telling, revealing the human cost of Hollywood's strict moral facade. By openly naming specific people and talking about the details of these secret relationships, Corbett contributed to a broader understanding of Hollywood history, particularly the hidden networks of LGBTQ+ actors whose personal lives were systematically erased or concealed. His stories provide modern audiences with insight into the emotional and psychological worlds of stars who had to navigate dual identities, highlighting the intersection of personal desire and professional survival. Corbett's honesty, even decades after these relationships ended, serves as both historical testimony and a reminder of the resilience of people who sought love and intimacy amidst the pressures of one of the world's most watched industries. In his own words, "We loved in whispers, in shadows, but it was real, and I would never deny that part of my life. It made me who I am." In January 1993, Glenn Corbett, the talented and versatile actor known for his work in both movies and television, tragically passed away at the relatively young age of 59. His cause of death was lung cancer, a disease that had increasingly hurt his health in the years leading up to his death. Corbett's fight with this aggressive illness was privately endured, reflecting his personality as a reserved and dignified person who often kept his personal struggles out of the public eye. At the time of his death, he was receiving care at the Veterans Administration Hospital in San Antonio, Texas, a facility dedicated to providing medical services to former members of the United States Armed Forces. This detail highlights another aspect of Corbett's life, his service to his country. As he had been a veteran, and the VA hospital represented a place where he could access specialized care and support from medical professionals who understood the unique needs of those who had served. Following his death, Glenn Corbett was laid to rest with the honors fitting a veteran at Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery, also located in San Antonio. This cemetery is a respected site for burying military personnel and their families, and it provided a final resting place that reflected both his service to the nation and the respect he had earned in life. His burial at Fort Sam Houston not only marked the end of his earthly journey, but also ensured that he would be remembered among fellow veterans who had dedicated themselves to the country, linking his legacy of personal bravery with the quiet dignity of military tradition. Friends, colleagues, and fans who admired Corbett for his on-screen presence and professionalism would have seen his burial as a fitting tribute, a peaceful place where his memory could be honored forever. In reflecting on Glenn Corbett's death and burial, one can appreciate the intersection of his personal life, professional achievements, and his role as a veteran. His passing at 59 was a loss not only to the entertainment world where he had left a lasting mark through numerous roles, but also to those who valued him for his quiet integrity and dedication to service. The circumstances of his death, his treatment at a VA hospital, and his final resting place all contribute to a deeper understanding of Corbett's life story, one marked by talent, commitment, and resilience even in the face of terminal illness.